everybody. Alright, everybody, we are back. And, so, I told you we had a big John Gruden story coming up. And we do. So, Gruden is supposed to sign a 10-year, $100 million contract, okay, for the Oakland Raiders. 10 years, $100 million. Who's the highest paid coach in the NFL? I anticipate it's Belichick. Hold on 1 second. Let me pull that up. The highest paid NFL head coach is Pete Carroll. No, they didn't. Before John Gruden, Pete Carroll's salary. So it is absolutely ridiculous. Pete Carroll makes $8 million a year. Bill Belichick, what is his salary? $7.5. So John Gruden is making more money than Bill Belichick and Pete Carroll. That is a joke, okay? John Gruden was traded to Tampa Bay, and that's why he won a Super Bowl, because he inherited Tony Dungy's defense, okay? That's why he won that. He's an average coach at best, okay? $100 million for 10 years? That is an absolute joke. What is his cachet? I don't know. Okay, in his 11 seasons, he's 95-81, 5-4 in the postseason. He went 57-55 with Tampa Bay. That includes the Super Bowl year. This man is average. He has a winning percentage of 54.540. Seriously? And why did they hire him? I've heard all these TV guys like star appeal. He can be a face. He can be on the local advertisements. He is this big. TV star. People will come to see John Gruden's team. He can be a face of a franchise as a coach. He can be the face of the spotlight. Seriously? That is a joke. Okay? John Gruden, having not coached in 9 years, you can say stuff about gap schemes on TV, but how they apply to actual game tape, I don't understand. You're an average head coach. He has a 54 winning percentage. That's ridiculous that he got hired for 10 years, $100 million. I'm going to hear all these stupid pundits on television, like the Oakland Raiders are racist because they didn't choose the African American dude. Because they didn't, go through their due process. This has nothing to do with race. Are you kidding me? This whole Rooney Rule, the only reason they brought in other people were to check off boxes. No other Caucasian guy had a chance at this job. It was John Gruden's job because he would become a popular face and would make this team, as it is going to Vegas, increase its star power from a marketing standpoint. And that's why he's worth the money, I guess. But as far as winning, he's an average coach. He's an average coach that's only success is off of another coach's players and off of another coach's system. Seriously, man. He knows offensive stuff, but he is not. He's not great. He may do something for Derek Carr, but 95-81 185 career-wise tells you what you need to know. He's average. Their defense is bad. I don't know how he's going to help it because his only background is as an offensive coach. That defense is going to stay bad. It's going to be bad. He'll be good for marketing. He might help Derek Carr. But for real, unless that defense improves, they're not going to win. Jack Del Rio was a decent coach, too. Out of all the people that got jobbed, it wasn't the African-American guy that was a box checker. It was Del Rio because he led them to the playoffs a year ago. Derek Carr evolves after this year. They probably make the playoffs and are a contender, a perennial one, with him and Khalil Mack on the defensive side. It's a travesty that he got hired. An average coach is now having the longest contract in NFL history. I think the highest paid coach in the NFL now. After having an average record, not done anything for 9 years, been on TV, and doesn't even have experience in the sector or the part of the team that needs the most improvement, which is the defense. He has no experience in defensive football. None. And that's where they need improvement. Derek Carr is a stud. Amari Cooper is a stud. Crabtree is a stud. Okay, Lynch got his wheels back. They're a high-powered offense. Marshawn Lynch has years left. He retired way too early. He has years left. Offense is high-powered. He may maximize their potential, but that doesn't need maximizing because they have individual talent. And now that they're getting experience, they'll maximize themselves. But the defense needs improvement. You can't waste someone like a Khalil Mack. Their defense is terrible, especially their secondary. And when you have no experience whatsoever in coaching that side of the field, you're not going to be good. Also, as the CEO, your average 54%. There's nothing great about that. Okay? So John Gruden isn't worth the money. He never will be. It will be a flop. He's just doing this because he wants to get back into coaching, and he's going to make more guaranteed money. He's not going to be good. He'll be back in the ESPN booth within the next 2 years. Guarantee it. Book it. Put it on the table. He's an average coach that can't help the Raiders because he's not experienced in the side of the ball where they need the most help. He's been out of coaching for 10 years. And he's the highest paid guy and the longest tenured guy on this contract. That's a joke, man. And I just want to make one more point about this. So yesterday, it was 2 days ago, actually, right, that I hear this, the Sports Center at 6, Jamel Hill and Michael Smith, right, they're all like, oh my gosh, the minority candidates didn't get a fair shake. They're just check boxes. They're being discriminated against. They're being loopholed against. Come on, man. Are you kidding me? That is a joke that you would bring that up here. No one else had a fair shot. Del Rio was a fine coach. Got fired for publicity reasons. No white guy would have had an opportunity to compete with John Gruden for this job because this specific job with a move to Vegas on the way was a marketing decision. White guy, black guy, Hispanic guy. Doesn't matter. They were all discriminated against because this was John Gruden's job from day one after the firing of Jack Del Rio. It was his job. This has nothing to do with discrimination or racism. It has everything to do with marketability, personality, the Vegas move, which in order to get people to come, you need personality, you need press clippings, you need animated sidelines, you need someone that can be a face in the Las Vegas market, that can attract people to come, that can make it more exciting. That's what this is about. This isn't about white supremacy. If you're trying to make an argument that it is, that is a joke. Joke of an argument. Someone should have said something, a producer, something on that stupid show. Okay? Not just SportsCenter with them. SportsCenter in general has become a stupid show. Because we can watch highlights whenever we want. We can watch analysis whenever we want. But that stupid show, the producers of that show should have taken that position to school. Because it was a stupid position. It was a politically motivated position that's wrong. That anyone in their right mind, okay, would realize that yes, it's just to check a box, but anyone would be just to check a box. There's a reason why the story broke that that guy is the one that's going to be hired. It's not racism. No one else was considered. Only he was. And when you give him an offer that big, he was going to take it. Don't try to push your political agenda based on something that has nothing to do with politics. It's absolutely ridiculous that you would bring up an argument like that. It's absolutely ridiculous that no one on national television, preferably on that same show, wouldn't even attempt to refute it. Yes, the minority coach interview is a checkbox. But any other interview for any other coach would only have occurred for a checked box, to check all the boxes, to just wrap this thing up and get a deal done. There was no bias against specific races, against specific creeds. There was a bias against everyone not named John Gruden because they couldn't market this franchise. They couldn't be the face of this franchise. They couldn't be that personality. Only John Gruden could have been, and the reason why they need it is because they're going to Vegas. But as far as winning goes, he does not deserve that job. I think it's clear why he got hired. I think it's clear what he is, who he is, what's going to happen for Oakland. They're going to be the same team, if not worse, because I imagine John Gruden's going to have a regressive offensive system. Because he's coached 9 years out of this time period. It's either going to stay the same or going to get worse. It's not going to get better. 2 years, he's out of the league, back in the booth. I'm going to book it right now. But this hire, or the process that they took to go through this hire, has nothing to do with discrimination, race, or ethnicity. It's a bias against every single coach that could have vied for this job. Black, white, Hispanic, any race, any creed. John Gruden was the man for the job. He was the only man for the job. And I know you want to race bait people into thinking that white guys were the men for the job and black guys weren't. But that's just simply not the case. Okay? It may be for other situations, but it ain't for this one. So don't try to push a narrative when it can't be proven true. Please, Jamel Hill, like you've done before on many other occasions, which I won't bring up here. But I think that just needs to be said. That's the other thing that people are talking about with this situation. But that whole controversy should be put to rest. It's illegitimate, probably not true. So that's that. Alright, up next on the Ashish and Ryan political podcast, just talking about race as it relates to the John Gruden hiring. We will now shift to the political section of the program today. Talking about social issues. Let's begin with race. We're going to begin with race. We're going to get to more domestic social issues, gays, transgenders, and then immigration coming up on Monday, along with a huge national championship preview. Big game. Hope it's a close one. I don't think it will be. All that on Monday. No shows Saturday and Sunday. At least I don't think there will be one. I wish there was. I don't think there will be. I think I have other stuff to do on the weekends. So, we'll see you later this afternoon and Monday. So up next, race and other social issues for our final segments Those will take around 2 or 3 segments, but our final topics for the day. See you then.